Michele, a question about France also. It's your first opponent. What do you think of them? How difficult is it to play against them?
Well, France is obviously, one of the biggest team in the moment, maybe but no, they're very physical. Obviously, their French side is always very physical, and they put a lot on it. I think it's going to be a big challenge for us to face that physicality first and foremost, and then to put them under pressure with some tactics in a way. But no, it's going to be massive games that will tell us where we are, especially at the starting of this Six Nation. We still have to put on the best performance we can, so that's all. Obviously, France is a big side, we know it, but we still want to concentrate on our side.
Pardon?
Sorry, Michele, I know Kieran was saying obviously that some of the guys are inexperienced in the squad, but what's it like leading what's a new generation, effectively, isn't it, for Italy? And are those guys sort of not burdened by things that have gone before? It seems like obviously a group of players playing with a lot of freedom and fun.
Yeah, no. Well, I think obviously as a young group, I think we have on the one side lots of energy in trainings and in just living the moment as well. So you have to sometimes concentrate on something else. Obviously, leading a team like this is not always easy because. Yeah, you're still young. I'm still young, so I still have to grow on and improve on this point. So I always have my leadership group where we can speak about it and discuss about some things that we can maybe deal with better. So it's always around just discussing and let's see if something works. 'Cause even with a young group, you don't really know exactly what works and what not. But I think at the moment we have found our way to do things, and we feel comfortable in that, and we feel confident in that.
Ciao, Mitch. I'm not asking.
Are you live or Embargo?
Hello, ciao, Mitch. I'm not asking Kieran. Asking you. Apart from improving and winning more and more, you're going to play 3 games at home. Any specific aim for the games at home? Any target? A specific target? What are you expecting?
No, there's no targets. I mean, I've been asked this before, and in some of the other forums that look. As I said, I think I said earlier that we're probably ranked 6th. Out of the teams that are going to play in the Six Nations, and I've been asked, what does a good Six Nations look like for you? A good Six Nations for me looks like the fact that we have built on our credibility and our respect, and we put our performances that we work hard during the week, we get our process right, and we arrive on the weekend, quite comfortable where we're at because we've done all that. And then whatever happens on the weekend happens. Sometimes you can't control some of the things that can happen, and as long as we control what we can, and then if at the end of that we've done that in 5 games, hopefully there's a couple of good positive results there. People will come out. I think our president will probably come out and say we've got to win 2 games or something like that. But for me and the rest of the coaching staff, it's about building on that process, because I don't think this group will. This group we've got at the moment, they won't hit their peaks for another 3 or 4 years, I don't think, because of just the amount of stuff, amount of experience I've had. So, Michele's got a lot of leadership meetings to have between now and then. So that's what a good Six Nations will look like. But we'll take any wins.
Kieran, you talked about what that Wales result did for the perception of Italy from the outside. Within Italy itself, did you notice a difference coming back to Italy after the end of the Six Nations, then carrying that through into the autumn internationals?
Yeah, I think you did. I mean, you just need to look at the crowds we probably had in the autumn games. I mean, we had 35,000 or something in Genoa when we played South Africa. I mean, that was massive in a place it's not even really a traditional rugby place. So I think the perception of it was, or the exposure of it was a lot more, yes, because of that. And it came about because I'd lost so many. If they hadn't lost so many, maybe that exposure wouldn't have been the same. But I think there's a lot more talk about it now, and I think Benetton's gone on a bit of a run as well in the franchise, which has created a little bit more rugby hype than what normally would be in Italy, and that's positive. That's positive for the players because it gives you a sense of you have the support behind them, and the culture of the Italians is that they're very emotional. They put a lot of emotion into the games, and if you've got that support, that helps you with that side of things as well.
And finally, from me, we know Rome is the traditional home of Italy during the Six Nations, but you mentioned the success the Union has had taking it to different cities, Florence, Genoa, up near Benetton. Do you think that maybe needs to be looked at moving forward to take the Six Nations potentially to the north?
Oh, look, no, those guys, they'll make those decisions. The one negative about taking it around the place is you don't have a home ground. That's a negative. I mean, and so you go to, this is not a disrespect to Geneva, for example. That's not your home ground. That your home ground is Rome. It's like Ireland playing Wales and I don't know in Cork or somewhere like that. It's not their home ground. So you've got to have a home ground. You've got to have a base because this will be the most prestigious tournament in the world outside World Cup. I think it's the tradition of it, and back in New Zealand growing up, we used to watch it on TV, and I think you've got to have your home ground, you've got to have your home fans, you've got to keep that. So yes, there is a case of taking other games to those places, I think, but as far as the Six Nations goes, I think you've got to keep that in your big stadiums. Plus, then your Welsh and your Irish supporters won't be able to fly just straight in and have a good time, which they do now. So. Thank you.
Thanks.